Hey, I'm DaniSurname and I have finished university. I am at the end of my degree. I've just finished third year, and to celebrate that I thought I would do a series debriefing how it's been and questions I think other people might have. I'm starting with this video, which is a casual, chatty discussion, reflection on how it's been to finish third year and how I feel. I'd also like to do a video on each of my dissertations, because I did two, a practical and a written, talking about what I did for each, tips and advice that I have, what was stressful about each form, and then also a video on what it was like to do both together, because I got asked about that recently and I think it would have been good for me to know how difficult that would have been, so I'm going to do a video on that. I'm also going to do a video on late work and some other pieces of information about what university is like. So I've structured this video with questions, the first of which was, how was third year? Well, it was a lot. As I summarised in one of my videos a few past, it was a lot of work, and it's a lot of work to do simultaneously, but it is very freeing in that you're given a hell of a lot of space to start specialising in what it is that you're interested in. I found that in third year, more than any other time, I really got to discover who I want to be as an artist and the work that I want to make, because of the amount of space I was given to go and research what I was interested in, and how much support was given to just going after what you're interested in without having to justify it academically straight away. I felt, especially for my practical dissertation, there was a lot of abstract freedom. You didn't have to theoretically understand stuff straight away, you didn't have to understand why you were drawn to something, you just had to go after it. And that was sort of similar in my written dissertation, although less abstract. There was a real encouragement to just research what it is that you feel drawn to, and then theorise it later, make it fit into a line later. For the first time in my life, and definitely in education, I didn't feel like I had to cut a part of myself off anymore. I was allowed to do multiple things and to have these multiple, not necessarily obviously compatible interests, and just to allow them to float around in the same headspace. And naturally they came together in ways because they were then being allowed to exist within me. I've always felt in education that I had to pick a single identity or pursue a single goal, and I think third year really let me let go of that. Being able to do a practical and a written dissertation at the same time, being able to do practical projects that involved other skills that I had, like photography. I did a module called Performance in the Gallery, which really showed me how I can use performance and art at the same time. I really felt like being able to accept all of the many things that I'm interested in third year allowed me to become a more rounded artist, because I wasn't trying to slot myself into any one identity. 100% I have made the best work that I have ever done in third year, and that is academically. My essays have been the strongest they've been, and definitely artistically as well. Just the amount of freedom, the amount of space. I think that also comes with the age that I'm at now, and because of the things that I've been through in the last year. I think I've embraced who I am a lot more. I am living my truth in some respects, and that's massively impacted the stuff that I've made and how I've felt about it as well. Like I said, I'm going to do a separate video on my practical and my written dissertation. If you do have any questions, feel free to ask. If you've got any questions about any of the work that I've made this year, I love to talk about the stuff that I've made, especially this year, because I'm so proud of it, so please do ask away. My second question is, how does it feel to leave? It's a big end of an era for me, because I went straight to university, I had no break, so I've been in education effectively since I was 3. So this is an end to that as well as to university, and it feels really strange to know that this next part of my life is not going to involve a big institution, which, yes, I'm a little bit scared about, because that provides a lot of routine, but I also just feel so free. There was a point in the first semester of this year at which I just wanted to not go to uni anymore. I didn't feel like a student anymore. I felt like someone who should be out in the world, and I just wanted to make the things that I wanted to make. And that carried on for me through all of third year. And I don't for a minute think that that meant I should have left early or the course should have been shorter. I think it's an inevitable feeling that everybody, or I assume that everybody, reaches at some point. There were some times when I felt like university was holding me back because I still had these essays to do and I still had this routine to fill. So to leave feels incredibly freeing. Scary, yeah, but actually a lot less scary than I expected it to. What am I doing now? Well, I'm staying in London, and I'm working full-time at the retail job that I have, trying to earn a bit of money to move to somewhere new, and I'd also really like to travel a bit. I'd love to go to Berlin, Australia. There are a couple of other places on my list. But the main thing I'm focusing on is building a bigger client base for my performance photography business, enterprise, small venture. Over the last year, because so many people have been working on things that they wanted to document, it's been really great for me to form professional relationships with people I go to university with, photographing their work, their shows. I've really discovered that performance photography is my specialty. It's the area of photography I feel most passionate about, and if that was where I was to end up rather than being a performer or an academic, then I would be incredibly happy with that. So I want to take a year or two to just do that, to just follow that. I'm hopefully getting a portfolio book printed soon. I love photographing performances. It feels so good, it feels really right. So that's what I'm taking time to do for a while. I'm at least taking a year or two out of education, but I do, at this moment, plan to do a master's in the future. I don't know whether I'm going to stick to that, if in a couple of years I'm going to decide that I just don't want any education anymore. But yeah, at least a year or two out. And whether I'll come back to Queen Mary for that, I think there's a good chance that I will. But I also want to look at other countries, maybe move abroad for a while. But for the meantime, I'm here. I'm photographing some incredibly talented people. I've got some stuff lined up in the next couple of weeks that I'm photographing. And that feels really great to focus on that for a while. If you have any other questions about how uni has been, or specifically third year, please do ask away down in the comment section or any social media that I have. As always, links are in the description. I am very excited to be an artist for a while and not have to be a student. So yes, very excited about the future. Give me an ego boost, like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you again soon.